Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules here for WhatCulture.com with another episode of the most insane things happening in wrestling this week. The show that does exactly what it says on the tin in the most annoying way possible. You're welcome. Now, as per usual, we've got a ton of stuff to get through, so let's crack on and hit that intro. Right, so we begin with a bit of a weird one, namely the state of the women's division, or more specifically, the state of Asuka and Carmella. After having quite an embarrassing match where Asuka lost at Money in the Bank and we have the return of James Ellsworth, it seems to be that going forward, Asuka is going into a feud with Ellsworth. Now, while this is probably going to provide a laugh, a goof and a gaff and a big guffaw from the man sitting right behind you as you're trying to f***ing watch the show, yeah, we all know that guy, it's probably putting the brakes quite hard on the Empress of Tomorrow. And it leaves you to question why. Well, on Wade Keller's Pro Wrestling podcast, he was chatting to Kevin Eck, who was a creative back in the day under Vince McMahon's chain-biting rule. Now, he basically revealed some details about Vince and how mad as he actually is. Turns out, surprise, surprise, he actually doesn't like overly muscled women. In fact, he favors, slim, thin blondes. Oh, God, what a shock. What a revelation that was. I mean, that's never, ever been before seen on WWF television that he's got a preference for that type of woman. Oh, hi, Carmella. Yeah, didn't see you there. He also apparently forgets week in, week out who won the previous episode. Yeah, he has to ask his underlings again and again what the state of the feud is because he can't bloody remember. No wonder we're getting inconsistent booking. No wonder we're having people that have sudden pushes and then are dropped off because the bloke's goddamn forgot about them. He also forgot Brock Lesnar's finisher. He forgot the name of it. It's a number and a letter, Vince. Come on, man. But as you can tell, this kind of calls into question why Carmella is the champion at the moment and why Asuka may not be getting a sniff of that title anytime soon. It's a bit sad, but then again, Vince is a bit mad. I guess Asuka's gonna have to do what James Ellsworth can't and take it on the chin. It's a bit of a shame, really, actually, isn't it? Me, I want to be Minoru Suzuki. The guy has just turned 50 and is beating more butts than Bobby Lashley could ever dream of. He decided, as a gift from me, to host his own wrestling promotion to celebrate 30 years of him being in the ring, and decided that who better to face him than literal wonder boy Okada. They went for 30 minutes and it was not pretty, and it was in the pouring rain as well, creating these beautiful images. Well, I say pouring rain, it could equally be Dave Meltzer's jizz. Either way, 30 years of battering is something I've not seen outside of Scottish cuisine, so fair play to you, mate. The photos that were taken from this event were beautiful, but the truly hilarious thing is that he basically took up to the mic and he had these words of wisdom that were perfect. He said to the young, go out and make the most of this world, work hard and you can achieve stuff. Then he said to the middle-aged people, cut these guys a break. They have it hard enough already without having you on their backs all the time. And then he topped it off by saying, right, match is over, everyone pick up their litter, I'll help. I mean, he's an environmentalist, he's a philanthropist, he's a genuinely nice guy, positive mental attitude, and I kid you not, I would never ever say no to picking up litter to him because he'd bite my f***ing knackers off and wear them as a scarf. Well, blow me down, pick me back up and sweep me out of the door. Bayley's found her f***ing backbone, hasn't she? Yeah, so this week on Raw, she finally addressed all of the issues that creative have been having with her when they're just batting her up and down like a beach ball in the crowd, and finally snapped, turning heel, maybe, but I don't really know. They kind of didn't really address it in the right way. Corey Graves was like, yay, that's great, and usually if he's on board with it, that usually means they're kind of heel, but then Coach was saying, yeah, that's great, but then again, I don't think he has a clue what he's saying half the time anyway. Either way, I don't really know any baby faces that say, you ain't shit. It was beautiful. Interestingly enough, it sparked off this weird reminder that the WWE is kind of like a topsy-turvy land. You've got a champion who never f***ing shows up, prompting people to share images of the belt so we don't forget what it looks like. You've got a GM who makes matches so on the fly that you swear he's got f***ing wings. And then you've got a hot property like Daniel Bryan teaming up with a guy who should be warming up his legislations rather than his lariats. And on top of all that, you've got Stephanie McMahon in a picture with a giraffe. Get off my f***ing porch, are you trying to steal my f***ing gimmick? Are you having a giraffe? Are you having a giraffe? Whew, sorry about that. To be fair, though, that is actually a nice photo of her with a giraffe, and the WWE gallery does have some pretty cool photos, I guess. Probably use one of them as the thumbnail. And to be honest as well, I did kind of pop quite hard when Team Hell No came back. Yes, I know. Leave me alone. Right, so let's talk about Enzo Amore. Not what he's been up to since he left the WWE, but more about the plans that were supposed to happen for him while he was still part of the company. Now, you remember Raw 25? It kind of lacked a little something. Well, apparently, that something was a lot of Enzo Amore. So he spoke to Stone Cold on his podcast and basically revealed that there was a running storyline throughout the entire event that was centered around him. He was apparently going to lose the Cruiserweight Championship in a poker game to the APA. Then he was going to wrestle Goldust. Then the Dudley Boys were going to come out, attack him, 3D him through a table. Then Nia Jax was going to win back the championship in a poker game, give the championship belt back to him, further their romance. And then that was going to lead to Alexa Bliss and him cheating, and that was going to lead to Alexa versus Nia. Did you catch all of that? For a guy whose moniker is Real One, that is a f***ing fantasy. I do not believe, and neither did so many commenters after the show, believe that the WWE would put such a weight on a man that was rubbing people up the wrong way backstage and on camera. Enzo, mate. I don't want to be super critical. I feel like that is old hat right now. But at the moment, you're so desperate for attention, it's kind of getting a little bit pathetic now. The only way that you're really going to set your career on fire right now is if you tip the dumpster that you're standing in over. And now welcome to the Philosophical Corner.
What does it take to get Kevin Owens to return to Twitter?
Yes. Another brilliant philosophical musing. Thank you, Phil. Blowing minds and sailors in equal measures. And the answer is Shania Twain. Yeah, so Kevin Owens was at a Shania Twain gig. Now, I know what you're thinking to yourself. You're saying, Jules, wrestlers are allowed to have lives outside of the ring. They're allowed to like whatever music they like, and that is true. But it's what happened at the gig that makes this so utterly delicious. Not only did he show up with a sign that said, I love Shania Twain, not only did he unblock his Twitter so he could basically request songs and then blocked himself again, not only did he get to dragged up on stage and have a back and forth with the old Shammy Tammy, but then she f***ing pied him in the face by saying, I'll only sing the songs that you've requested if you can beat Braun Strowman. It was absolutely hilarious. I f***ing died when I saw this because he had this expression on his face that basically wasn't saying, man, I feel like a woman, and more, man, I feel like a bitch. Absolutely brilliant. And he never broke character. Top lad. And there we have it. Those were the most insane things happening in wrestling this week. Now to close out the show, the only way I know how, by reading my favorite comments from the section last week. And the first one comes up for, I've printed this quite small, I wish I hadn't done that, is from Warren Morris, who says, whoa, 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 this fella calls you the Southwest Shirtlifter? I know it's not a phrase used much anymore, Jules, but you do not want to be called that. That's an old 1970s to 1990s slang for a homosexual. I knew that. I don't care. That's perfectly fine if people want to call me a homosexual. I do not mind. And the other one comes from Wade Garrison, who says, I've gotten my 9-year-old and 7-year-old sons to both start saying, are you having a giraffe, mate? I'm working on the 4-year-old. That's pretty goddamn impressive. Although, I say this a lot, is my content family friendly enough? I mean, I don't want to warp the minds of the young any more than I already do, but still, I've got to pretend to care at least. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Thanks for that, mate. And there we have it. All that's left for me to do is give a massive thank you to Michael Sidgwick and Phil Chambers for their continued work on this show, as well to you at home for watching. Thank you so much. It's a blessing each and every week. But before you go, maybe you'd like to see something else that I've been working on in the good ship of WhatCulture. Maybe you can go over to the gaming channel and check out these video games that kill you within the first 10 seconds. Or maybe you can go over to that film theory and check out a bit of an older vid that I did on the significance of how predator kills its prey. Sounds interesting. As always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!